There has been yet another Star Wars Episode 8 plot leak, this one containing details on our very own Luke Skywalker. The leak has been reported on by many news outlets, and the information is mainly gathered by the ongoings on the various Episode 8 sets and shooting locations. As with all leaks, take this with a grain of salt, and let's talk about, then speculate what is going on in the scene that was witnessed. Of course, there are possible spoilers ahead, so please proceed from this point on with caution. The scene we are discussing was shot in Dubrovnik, and describes Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker walking his way through what appears to be some sort of casino. This casino is supposed to be unlike anything we have ever seen before, and heavily populated. The scene is also said to have mass amounts of people in costume, with all different types of alien creatures featured gambling and conversing with one another. Reading about this at first, my mind instantly went to the bar scene we had with Anakin and Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones, but the account goes on to say that the scene is very similar to the Mos Eisley Cantina scene we got in A New Hope, only on a massive scale. The casino is also described to have both an interior and exterior section, again adding to the scale of the location. The person who claims to have witnessed the scene says Luke is in a very crowded section, and since they compared it to the cantina scene, I suspect it's a much lower class location than the bars the top layer of Coruscant has to offer. It is also described as if Luke seems to be intently searching for someone in the crowd. Some have speculated that Luke could be seeking out Lando in this scene, who has gone downhill after his involvement with the rebellion, and spends his days gambling and drinking. So that's the whole description we got. Not a whole lot, but it does give us a few indications on what could be going on. It has been suggested that the scene could be a flashback to Luke before he departed in search of the first Jedi Temple, and I do see that as a possibility. If the scene is a flashback, instead of Lando being the character Luke was searching for, I would love to see a scene between Luke and Han together after the betrayal of Ben Solo, to have the opportunity to see the two friends on screen one more time before the events of the death of Han Solo and the departure of Luke. I would not put a scene like this out of the question, as I think it would be great to see, and it appears by Han's statements in The Force Awakens, the two had at least one more opportunity to speak together before Luke departed to find the first Jedi Temple. It was also said that the entire cast of The Force Awakens would be returning for Episode 8, including Harrison Ford, and a brief scene between Luke and Han could account for this small return. The downside to this, however, is there has never been a flashback scene in a Star Wars film before, the closest of which coming to it being Rey's Force vision in Maz's castle. For me at least, the more likely scenario is that this is not a flashback and that Luke is searching for someone in real time. This indicates it most likely takes place near the end of the film, since it has been heavily rumored Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley are going to be shooting a large amount of Luke and Rey scenes in Ireland come May. This is where they shot the ending of The Force Awakens, using Ireland's Skellig Michael to depict the planet of Ahch-To, where Luke was residing. If this leak does turn out to hold water and be true, it is quite the spoiler that Luke will have departed the planet he was on in The Force Awakens. As I said earlier, I am almost certain if this is the case, it takes place later on in the film, unless they choose to do something new and give us a flashback scene, or implement it into another Force vision. Another theory I have concerning the scene is it could be a Resistance stronghold where Luke is reuniting with many of his comrades, including General Leia. Seeing Luke Skywalker in action in the upcoming movie is something I really hope happens and something I can't wait to see. I really hope if it's true, however, they save it for the latter half of the film, as I am highly anticipating the training of Rey by Luke. I hope they really choose to draw it out and take a closer look at both the character Luke has become after we last saw him in Return of the Jedi, and Rey's overall advancements in the Force, and as a combatant with an experienced learned teacher like Luke guiding her. Perhaps the even bigger question this leak suggests is who could Luke be looking for? I presented some of the more obvious options above with the naming of Luke's friends, but what if he is searching for someone who he legitimately needs help from? I would be very interested to meet the person in the Star Wars universe capable of providing Luke Skywalker with some type of help or knowledge, and at this point, this is all just speculation and it could literally be almost anyone. So tell me what you think. Who do you think Luke could be looking for in this scene, and why would he need to find them? How long of a time do you think Luke will spend training Rey, and overall, how excited are you to see Luke yet again after all these years back in action again and heavily featured in a new Star Wars film? Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter for updates on the channel. We also have a Patreon if you'd like to help contribute to the channel and gain access to some special features. Click the annotations on screen to watch my previous video or a mystery video. Links for all are in the description down below. May the Force be with you and have a great day.